Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to another exciting interview for you guys. Finally, we're back live on YouTube after a couple weeks where I've been off due to some medical issues. But hey, that's okay. And first of all, happy Memorial Day. Thank you to all those who have served for this great country. Thank you guys for fighting for our freedom. Thank you guys so much for all that you do. Myself, the fighters, many other people are thankful for our troops. So thank you guys out there for doing what you're doing. And of course, you guys are hearing the train in the background. Gotta love it at this random time. Real quick though, before we get a chance to have an amazing, exciting Miss Kellie Marin. Try not to butcher the last name like I always do, but yeah, excited to get just to have her. But first, let's go ahead and send a shout out real quick. For anybody who doesn't know JD or Epic Fighting, JD and Epic Fighting are doing so incredible. I got shouted out from JD, thanks to him and Kina, our sponsor fighter, which I decided to rep her merch today since she's fighting at Epic Fighting tonight. Make sure you guys go give them a follow. Go give Epic Fighting a follow as well. They have some incredible fights that you guys do not want to miss, and incredible cards. So make sure you guys go get a chance to give them a follow. JD11 Network, and of course Epic Fighting. And last but certainly not least, if you guys are not following the Instagram page, what are you guys doing? We are supporting all fighters of the Muay Thai, MMA, combat, jiu-jitsu, whatever it is. We follow these incredible ladies for a lot of reasons, and we appreciate them. So make sure you guys go give the Instagram a follow. Not only that, but why don't you guys pick up some merch? Go check out our incredible merch. Link is in our bio as well. So make sure you guys get a chance to pick up some incredible Fighting Now gear. Now, all the talk is over. I am very excited about this interview because I got this chance to talk to her last week. It was right after her fight, and she just won the ISKA Super Lightweight title this past weekend, and she's got another fight coming up on November 20th. Please help me welcome. She is the blonde badass kicker machine that she is. Please help me welcome Miss Kellie Marin.
Hey, thank you for having me, Jake. It's good to finally get to talk to you.
It's finally a good chance to talk to you. How you been?
Oh, great. Getting ready for the next one.
Yeah, and one thing I kind of noticed about you is that, over the last, I think 2 months, you have not stopped fighting at all. It's like you either try to have a fight happening or another fight cancels. You're always ready to fight, and that's what I love about you.
Yeah, I had a busy 2021, and so we always try and have stuff in the pipeline. So I have 2 more to finish off the year.
And hopefully you'll get a chance to finish off being a champion like you did last weekend. So first of all, congratulations on that. But let's go ahead and get things started. So we have a lot of things that inspires us to do what we do. For me, it's interviewing, but for you, it's also fighting. So what inspired you to start fighting?
Hey, honestly, what got me into the gym is I moved out to State College, which is, the middle of nowhere, Pennsylvania. And I was like, what am I going to do for some exercise? So I just walked into the gym one day and signed up. And really, it's just like the other fighters and team that I have there that really got me inspired to start fighting. It wasn't necessarily the first goal I had walking into the gym. It just kind of happened organically. And the team keeps me really going from one fight to the next.
And another thing is too is that when it comes to both Pennsylvania and West Virginia, it is so difficult to get a chance to have fighting happen. It's so difficult because it's rare to see fighting gyms. So I say it was probably difficult for you to say the least, right?
Yeah, I've heard from others in different locations that it's even harder, but I've been pretty lucky that my coach is really active in trying to always get some kind of things backstage happening before I even know that they're going to happen. So there's so much stuff that happens behind the scenes that I don't even hear about until I know there's a fight.
Well, for anybody who is around the Pennsylvania or the West Virginia area, I mean, you have a lot of people that want to fight. So make some gyms up, make some happen. Let's make some things happen for both PA and WV. That would be really incredible, to say the least. And speaking of PA, you currently train at Central PA MMA, which has helped you a lot ever since you started. You are now 7-4. Talk about how much they've helped you be prepared for the fights that you've been involved with.
Oh yeah, we in the past couple of years we really amped up what we do for our training, and so our gym has really, especially if you have an interest in fighting, will give you all the options, times you need, and really tell you what you need to do to get ready to fight. So I've been very lucky to be able to be there any hours of the day if I need to get all the training I need in. And so it was really Muay Thai at first, but the past couple of years I've started doing jiu-jitsu. So MMA is on the docket in the future.
I really hope we get a chance to see you in the MMA side. That will be really incredible. So yet, before I do continue, I gotta get a chance to hype up you and your Instagram. So if you guys want to get a chance to follow her, go follow her on Instagram at Sparring Scholar. See the journey that she has within Jiu-Jitsu, within Muay Thai, within all the things that she's doing, and potentially MMA. So you guys don't want to miss out on that. Something I want you to do is that we all remember a lot of things. For me, it was the first time I ever got a chance to do an interview, but for you, it was the first time you ever got a chance to fight. So can you take us a look back on the first time you ever fought?
Sure. It was in 2018. It was only about, I had only been training for about a year. And the Grappling Fighting Championship, which is what I'm defending my title next weekend for, it was their first show. And my coach reached out to me and said, one day was just like, hey, do you want to make your debut? I was like, oh, shoot. Oh, sure. Like I hadn't necessarily been training to fight yet, but they were like, hey, we have an opportunity for you and we think you'll do well. So it was very nerve-wracking. I ended up not winning my first one. It was like split decision, but and I couldn't go back for a couple years because I had a baby and then COVID hit. So I really had this fire to be like, oh, I need to come back and kick butt on my next fight. And then I ended up fighting like 8 times that year. So
well, I find it a coincidence that your next fight is going to be at the same place you first started. So that definitely brings a lot of memories for sure, which we'll get to talk about that later on. But it's something I've always asked every single fighter that I get a chance to talk to is that not too many people know about the training aspects when it comes to being prepared for a fight. For anybody who doesn't know, these fighters go through a lot. The weight cut, dieting. I mean, going through so much. And another thing that I think about is that there's some great parts about training. There's parts that we love about it. But then there's parts that we don't really love about training. So from your perspective, what's been the toughest part about training?
Let's see. Some days during fight camp, everyone goes through those days when they might just you have to remember that some days aren't always going to be your best days. So the biggest part about training is that even when you have an off day, it's only one day in like the grand scheme of things, and it's only going to do better to get you ready for your fight. So those like one off days are probably the things that get to you the most. But the next day you're usually like, okay, I'm fine now. It was just a day. It's okay. So those are probably like the most mentally challenging, and then I feel like it's just a little hiccup during fight camp.
And one thing I'd really love to get a chance to talk to about fighters is that people don't realize that it's not just a physical part, but it's also the mental game. And a lot of people don't realize is that fighting takes a toll on you mentally. You feel like, hey, like one day I'm great, the other day, F this, I really can't take this anymore. But yet, how much has the sport helped you mentally? Because I'm pretty sure it's helped you in so many ways, right?
Yeah, I feel like the few losses that I have actually helped me the most, because going into the next fight after having over 10 fights now or so, each fight kind of teaches me something new about myself. And I really feel like I've gone through the wins, the losses, a bad fight, a good fight. And so it really helps me prepare mentally. Like, well, I've been through most of it. So, I know I'm ready, and what else could go wrong? I'm just going to go in there and give hell. So I need to trust myself. So after like multiple fights, wins or losses, it really like helps you trust yourself more, that you can handle it.
And another thing too, that this is something I've always believed in, is that for anybody who's watching this that struggles with depression, anxiety, whatever it is that you're fighting with, whether if it's combat sports, jiu-jitsu, whatever it is, can help you in such many ways. I mean, if you walk to a gym, those people may not know you physically, but mentally they'll understand you. And trust me when I tell you, go give it a try. If you're just stuck at the house, eating potato chips and not doing anything about it, get your hind up and go to the gym and give it a try. Trust me when I tell you, you'll be a completely different new person. And plus, if you feel like they're not loved by your own family, that gym will become your own family itself. So give it a try, because it's helped out a lot of fighters that I've got a chance to meet, and it will help you in the long run.
I agree. I mean, my family's all back on the West Coast because I'm not from Pennsylvania, and my family at the gym is really like my family. We go through the grunt of it. We're in fight camp. We get to celebrate the losses, push each other through. I mean, celebrate the wins, but push each other through the losses when one is experiencing that. And they really are like family. So I'm lucky to have that.
And I really, really do love that. And every time if I get a chance to talk to you, I can see how much passion that you have for your gym. And it, to me, it makes me happy to see that you're happy because at the end of the day, though, we're all one big family when it comes to the sport. We all want to keep looking up each other's heads and say, "Don't give up. You got this." And I can honestly tell you, before I move on to my next question, I am so, so proud of you. You are doing so incredible. I mean, we've not got to just talk much, but I really do admire you for all that you do. And I think a lot of people, a lot of women, a lot of people who struggle daily will look up to you to see you as this inspirational soul that you are. So I am really proud of you.
Well, thank you.
You're very welcome. So yeah, one thing that I have to ask this that sometimes there's always been the down part of the sport that we don't love, but other times there's been the best part about the sport that we love so much. So yeah, from your own opinion, from your own perspective, what's been the best part about the sport that you love so much?
Now that I've had a few fights, I always like seeing the things that I've been working on really come out in the next fight. But it's not just that. I also like being like, since I do have a few fights under my belt, that I can help the next fighters at our gym get ready as well. Maybe they haven't had their first fight or they only have had one and they're going through the nerves as well. I really enjoy like kind of helping to both help them train to get ready for their next fight and just like be their teammate who's also going to go into their next fight. So I enjoy that camaraderie and kind of encouragement that we give each other the most about
That's
fighting.
That's really awesome. I mean, not only that you're encouraging yourself, but you're also encouraging others. That's really, really awesome. I definitely do admire that. So, pretty much, as I mentioned earlier at the start of this interview, is that you have recently won the ISKA Super Lightweight title. I never got a chance to talk to you afterwards. I mean, talk about that fight. How did it feel to get a chance to win that championship on in a really awesome fight that you had? A really amazing performance.
It was great. I had not fought in New York yet. And I was fighting a kind of like modified Muay Thai rule, and it was my first 5-round fight. So it was 5-round, like no gear.
Mm.
So it was really great to like go the distance and finish out with a unanimous decision. So I was proud of myself for that, and it was a great night. I had another teammate who fought on the card as well, and he gave a solid performance as well.
So, I mean, so not only that, but you pretty much survived your first 5 rounds. I mean, was that really difficult for you, knowing that that was a brand new challenge that you never faced before, or was it really simple? Was it really easy?
I mean, I don't think any fight is easy.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
If
I
anyone
meant
says it's easy.
I meant to say the rounds. I didn't mean talking about the fight. I meant the rounds to say the least.
But honestly, we trained so hard that I felt very prepared. There was no doubt about it that I was not going to be prepared for it. I don't care how many rounds it was. I was going to go in there and give hell. Didn't matter.
Exactly. You got to unleash that inner hell, to say the least. That's really, really awesome. So yeah, not only that, but you mentioned earlier that you are a mom to a beautiful, beautiful boy. I
Mhm.
know that little man is watching you so many times. He's got a chance to be a part of inspiring you in so many ways. So yeah, as a mother, as your son is watching you fight, what's the one thing you want him to learn while he sees you going out there fighting?
Um, that no matter what happens, you should just give it your all. Everyone's going to be proud of you if you fight hard. Even if he doesn't choose to fight, I just want him to give his all to the thing that he loves most. I feel like sometimes you can think that you're not going to be good enough at something or that you don't have the resources to do it. And I hope that he thinks that if I love something, I'm going to go after 100%.
And that's really awesome. Of course, shout out to you and your beautiful family. Really, really awesome. I really loved everything that I see, and it's just awesome to say the least. So not only that, but yeah, we talked about this earlier. Is that your next fight next weekend? You are going to be
Yes.
defending the title against Gianna, and yet, we talked about this earlier. Your first fight was back at was at the same company, but here you are. You're returning, getting a
Yeah.
chance to have a new challenger ahead of you. How prepared are you for this fight, and yet what's going to be the goal next weekend?
Oh, well, I feel like coming off the last one, I feel like I'm very prepared. Just staying like mentally ready to go in there and do what I do is my goal. It'll be my third fight fighting for grappling fighting championships, which so it's on next Sunday, 20th. So Gianna and I are the title fight, and it's a defense of the title I already have for grappling fighting championships that I won November last year, or it was Halloween last year.
Yeah, it's
So I
Hall of
want
Fame for
that.
sure.
Yeah.
Um, are you guys going to be the main event?
Yes. Which is great.
Ooh,
More women need to be the main event.
exactly. I was thinking, say a lot of women need to be the main event. Don't get me wrong, and yet I can't say this enough. Don't get me wrong, the men do incredible, but it's
Yeah.
about time that we get a chance to see the women be the headliner. So I gotta say, congrats to you and Gianna on getting a chance to be the main event for Grapple Fight Championship. Good luck to you and good luck to her. Best of wish to the both of you guys. It's gonna be an incredible night. I stutter, so my apologies. But hey, can't wait for that. Make sure you guys get a chance to follow Grapple Fighting Championships on Instagram. You guys do not want to miss out on how you get a chance to watch this fight. And my last question, and this was the question that I messaged you earlier about. This is something that is pretty much a tough question to most fighters. I ask all the fighters that I get a chance to talk to is, we all want to be recognized for something in this sport of fighting, jiu-jitsu, whatever it is that you do. What's something that you want to be recognized for during a time of fighting?
Sure. I thought about the answer to this question, and I don't think it's too hard of an answer, though. I know I'm not the only one in this scenario, but I would like to be known like I got started late. I didn't start training martial arts or step a foot into a martial arts gym until my 30s. And here I am in my late 30s fighting. I have a kid. I got my PhD this year. I just want to be known for someone who went after it and did it well.
That's really, really awesome. Real quick though, make sure you guys go get a chance to follow her, Sparring Scholar, on there on Instagram because trust me when I tell you, the moment I got a chance to talk to you, the moment I said, this fighter is epic, she is incredible, and I do want to say this though is that you don't have to be a pro just to get recognized in this sport. For what you do, you're an amateur. You talked about you're in your 30s. You can be starting late, but it doesn't matter because what matters is that you go in there, you kick ass, and you do incredible things. So I gotta say, you are doing incredible things in this sport of fighting. So before I get a chance to have your final thoughts and comments, I just want to say that is that it's really amazing to get a chance to see women like you, to get a chance to just keep going when things get tough, to see you get a chance to become a mother, and to get a chance to see you that no matter how many times things get rough, you always find a way to turn every negative into a positive. So really, truly, I myself am proud of you. Those that are watching are going to be proud of me as well. I think that you'll hopefully, with anyone that's watching this, they'll see just exactly the fighter that you are inside the cage and, of course, outside the cage. So, pretty much, do you have any final thoughts, final comments you want to say?
No, I know that in these types of interviews, you always get the I'm getting the recognition or getting asked the questions. But really, like I always joke, I wouldn't be here without a team who literally give me a harder time than probably any of my fights have done, or my partner who's going to pick up our child from daycare so that I can do this, or watch him while I'm at the gym for hours and hours. So to be here to talk to you means that all of these people have helped me get here.
I mean, pretty much, what to say, and I hate to, pull a Drake lyrics, but yeah, it started from the bottom, now you're here. So, uh, I have to say that, but of course, another thing I have to do is I pretty much do this on every interview that I do is that I'm not worthy to be in here with you right now. I'm not worthy because to me, though, that shows how dedicated you are to the sport. That shows how dedicated you are to the sport of fighting, and it's really beautiful. It's really amazing to see. Kellie, I want to say thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule. I had a great time, and I hope you did as well. Good luck at Grapple Fighting Championship next Sunday. Go give her a follow, Sparring Scholar on Instagram. Go hype her up. Go show all the love that you guys can give her because trust me when I tell you, she will definitely deserve it. And if your husband asks, what's up with all these followers, just say, I know a guy.
And they'll probably be streaming Grappling Fighting Championships. So if you can't make it out to State College, just try and stream it. It'll be a good night.
It'll definitely be an incredible night. Once again, Gianna and Kellie are going to be main eventing this incredible night. So I'm excited. Good luck. We'll definitely talk to you after the interview is over. I hope you had an amazing time. Thank you once again to get a chance to join me.
All right. Well, thank you, Jake.
No problem. See you.
Bye.
All right, bye. So that was Miss Kellie right there. She just got done doing an amazing interview with yours truly. I am so happy to get a chance to be back, to get a chance to talk to her. It was really incredible, really awesome to say the least. And of course, what more can I say? Kellie's such an amazing fighter, such an incredible human being, and I had a great time. So make sure you guys get a chance to follow her. Once again, Sparring Scholar. what more can you say? She's going to be main event in Grapple Fighting Championships next Sunday. Do not miss that out. So once again, guys, hey, that is all the time that we have for you guys here up inside the StreamYard studios. I am Jake saying so long, and we'll see you guys next time. But by the way, don't forget, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe.